Okay, people, you are on NBAonCHAMPTV, where I am on NBA2K10 on the PS3, making some historic rosters once again, starting with the old school versus the new school and some of the greatest matches in the world. It's called the world's greatest starting fives, and I didn't have room to do every man on each team. That's why it's all about the starting fives. For the Sixers, we have Maurice Cheeks, Allen Iverson, Dr. Julius Erving, Elton Brand, and Moses Malone. For the Bobcats, we have Raymond Felton, or R. Felton, R. Bell, Steven Jackson, I believe Boris Diaw, and Muhammad. For the Bucks, we have Brandon Jennings, Michael Redd, Salmons, Warwick, and Kurt Thomas, I believe that is. And for Chicago, we have the Incredi-Bulls, John Paxson, Michael Jordan, one that I created from another man's creation. I just made some edits, and then I made my own attributes and move sets, attributes and dunks and everything for him. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Luke Longley. Plus, I changed all the jump shots and dribbles in the game because games consistently dumb Magic Johnson and other players down for Jordans, and then they don't give a lot of the players their correct jump shot. As y'all see that y'all Magic Johnson dribble moves and jump shot and free throw shot is much different from mine. Alright, that's Michael Jordan. Okay, I'll fix these guys once I find out what the new draft pick for those guys. Right now there's Williams, Parker, Jamario Moon, Poe, and Ilgauskas, who is, I know, in Miami. Then I have the great Larry Bird, three-time champion Celtics, Dennis Johnson, who I created, Danny Ainge, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish, and I reset their attributes to get the year of players that I want. I worked really hard on these people. This is Baron Davis, Gordon, Thornton, Griffin, and Kamen, Conley, Mayo, Gray, Randolph, and Gasol, Glenn Rivers, Johnson, Dominique Wilkins, Smith, and Kevin Willis. That will be Dominique's boys. And then I do have Chalmers, Wade, James, King James that is, Bosch, and Dampier, and I will put the starting center in there once I'm finished. Last year's Chris Paul, Mo Peterson, updated stats also for Ariza, D. West, and Okafor. I have Karl Malone's Utah Jazz with John Stockton, Hornacek, Kirilenko, Malone, and Boozler. I have Chris Webber's, which were the best of all the Kings to me, Mike Bibby, Tariq Evans. Of course, he wasn't there. You see some other players there from today's rosters. Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, which I made also, and Vlade Divac, which I made. But I say Chris Webber's because they run like the 2000-2003 Kings. We have Patrick Ewing's, the best New York Knicks to me, Charlie Ward, John Stockton, which I made both of them, and Charles Oakley, Larry Johnson, and Ewing, and I give him his correct jump shot and free throw shot. And then we have the Magic Man, Showtime Lakers in the house, Magic Johnson, Michael Cooper, James Worthy, A.C. Green, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which I made off of a young man's edit. I will have these guys links in the descriptions. I just made some other edits off of theirs. We have The Orlando Magic with Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Reggie Lewis playing Dennis Scotts Rowe, Horace Grant, which I made, and Shaq. And they do run like the team did of that year. We have this year's Champion Mavericks. I set them up to run like this year's champions. We have the best New Jersey Nets team out of all of them, which is K.Anderson, Drazen Petrovic, and we all know Petrovic gave Jordan hell when he was alive. Chris Morris. I made Petrovic, Anderson, Morris, and Coleman, and S.Bowie. We all remember him. This is the best Nuggets team with Billups, J.R. Smith, Carmelo Anthony, Kenyon Martin, and Nene. We have the best Pacer team that I made: Mark Jackson, Reggie Miller, Chris Mullin, O'Neal, Jermaine O'Neal, and Foster. And we have Isaiah Thomas Pistons, where I have Isaiah Thomas, Dumars, Grant Hill, Ben Wallace playing Robin, so I wouldn't see Robin against Robin, and Okura. I do have Bill Laimbeer, but I haven't fixed him to run correctly with him yet, but it's coming. We do go back to the Raptors when the man Vince Carter was there, so I used Calderon, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, A. Burgundy, I believe that's his name, and Nesterovich. And then we do have the two-time champion Houston Rockets, Kenny Smith, which I made, Clyde Drexler, Robert Horry, which I made. I threw Battier in there, as well as Hakeem Olajuwon. We have Tony Parker, George Gervin, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and the Admiral, David Robertson. And I have Charles Barkley's sons with Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, Cedric Ceballos, which I made, as well as Barkley, and I'll give you the link to the guys in which I edited. And I do have Mark West, but they seem to run better with Lopez in. And then I set the Oklahoma Thunder, City Thunder, to run like last year, so they're different than they were just regular on the game. And then I took the starting fives. The great thing about these rosters is the starting fives are also on the bench, so they're two-dimensional. Since Kevin Garnett used to play here and I got Larry Bird's Celtics, I moved the starting five from over there over here because I wanted them to be able to challenge. I couldn't have two Boston teams. But for anybody who want to play the regular guys, you could just sub those five in and they're two-dimensional. Same with just about every team besides for a few guys I had to change. Okay, I have Clyde Drexler's Portland Trailblazers, which I made Porter, Duckworth, Williams, and Jerome Kersey. And then I have Penny Hardaway and Mitch Richmond running the Warriors. And the regular team with the Wizards that's present. Okay, then I made the 2003 Lakers. I made, oh yeah, one of the sweetest of the whole roster, the Dream Team, Magic Johnson. This is the whole team. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley. I put him starting with Ewing. And these guys are not just guys I set in there. I had to set these guys to run the way they run. So if you change any attributes, you will mess up the teams. I got this, who is that there? Brazil, 72 Lakers, 92 Croatia team in the gold medal game against the Dream Team. I have China, and these boys are bad, believe me. Lithuania, woo! Y'all gonna love these guys. Serbia, 2002, that kicked our butt. And I have France and Argentina. You gentlemen are going to love this roster here. I guarantee you. This is the Bad Champion. I will be hitting you back soon. Peace.